Hi y'all, I'm back with another video. It's been like a year and a half since I did a video, and I was just like, today I'm gonna come back on here and do a video. So what I'm gonna talk about by the title is how I found out I was pregnant at 4 months, and this is my story time. It gets a little crazy, so just bear with me, and it might be long. I'm gonna try to shorten it, but last year was for me. So I would say when I found out was early April at the most, but I still like had other encounters where I thought I was pregnant already, but I was like, nah, I'm good. And so it all started in December, well, when me and my boyfriend were active, obviously. And say in January I started thinking like, I feel different, I need to like figure out what's going on with myself. And the first thing I thought of was maybe I'm pregnant, which who doesn't think they're pregnant after they've been active and then like they start feeling weird, like, oh my gosh, I might be pregnant. But my period did not go off. Like it was like I had my period for a week, stopped. Maybe 2 weeks later I started my period again, but it was like spotty. Then it stopped. It did that for like 2 or 3 days, and it came back on, and then it was spotty. So I was like, maybe it's just because I was playing sports, and I was playing 2 sports at the time. I was doing lacrosse, and you know, I was a little muscle head. I did weightlifting, so you know, those are pretty intense sports. So I was like, it just might be that, which it happened to me before, but I wasn't too worried about it. So that's when I decided to take a pregnancy test. And I would say at the start of January, no, in the middle of January, and my birthday is the 28th, so I know I did it maybe like around the 14th or the 15th. And I took 2, so I got 2 because everyone's like, be sure. I had talked to one of my friends, and she was just like, get 2, you know, to be sure. So I got 2, and they both came out negative, and I was like, okay, I'm good. Why would I think of that? So I was like, maybe it's just sports, I'm, you know, drained. But I never felt this way before, and I did multiple things through like my high school career, just like sports, community service, all that stuff, and I've never felt this way before. So I mean, I had kind of just thought maybe it was something else. So then I decided to hold on. Okay, sorry, my cupcake is just sitting there. Like, I just had it sitting here, and you know how when a cupcake gets stale? I don't like that, so I have to look a little bit of it. So I decided to take 2 pregnancy tests. So when I took 2 pregnancy tests, they both came out negative. And I was just like, that's crazy. So then I had to decided to just keep on going. I was like, I'm fine. Keep on playing sports. Then I say, siblings, I'm sorry y'all, just my siblings are just, something was still off with myself. And then during that time also, like, my breasts started to grow like say February, and I was like, this is crazy, let me take another pregnancy test to be sure, because my period's spotty, my breasts are getting bigger, what is going on? So I decided to take 2 more pregnancy tests. But now these pregnancy tests, they're like just the $1 ones, because honey, I did not have a lot of money. I did not have a lot of money during that time. I was playing 2 sports, you know, away games, you would pay money. I was playing lacrosse and doing weightlifting, and you know, those are pretty, you know, sports that require a lot of work, and you're running, and you lifting heavy weights, I just maybe thought it's just a lot of stress on my body. And it had happened before to me, before I got pregnant, where my period got spotty. So I wasn't too worried about my period. And but I was worried about my breasts, because I was like, I ain't never had no titties before ever in my life. Why do now I have some good B's when I had like A's, like good B's, C's? Now I have what is going on? Like, I just had an A, now I have a B, and my bra is looking a little too small. And I was just looking at myself. I said, maybe God bless me. Maybe it's my time to shine, because all my friends have bigger breasts, and I was like, maybe I'm blessed. I tried to make up every excuse to like not think that I was pregnant. So I took 2 more pregnancy tests during, say, almost the end of February, and they both came, well, I don't know if it was February or March, but I know during those 2 months that I took a pregnancy test, and one came out positive, one came out negative. I think it was February when I took my second, set of tests, and I think one came out positive, one came out negative. And I was like, oh no. But then at the same time, I was like, these are $1 tests. Like, how accurate are these? Like, these can't be that accurate. I'm not sure how accurate these tests are. So I was just like, no, I'm good. My last test came out negative, and I was just like, I'm good. I don't really have much to worry about. And I'm not sure. It was March. I took another set of tests, and again, one came out positive, one came out negative. And I was like, what in the world? Like, this is crazy. So that was at like the end of March. So I really didn't know what to do at that point. I was like, my breasts are getting big, my period's still on. Until this happened, where I say it was the start of April, like maybe the 1st, 2nd, 3rd, around that time. And I was eating ice. So I did start eating ice, but I've always eaten ice. But I don't think it was a lot more. But during my seasons where I play sports, I eat a lot of ice, because I feel like that cools me down more than water does. So I do eat a lot of ice. So I was eating a lot of ice at the time, which is a trigger or a sign that you're like, you have low iron and you're pregnant and everything. And things that people say, I don't know. I mean, I think. But I know I was going in the fridge and I was grabbing a piece of ice and I was just chomping on it. And my grandma was at the sink, and she turned around and we made eye contact, and she was like, are you pregnant? And I was like, I don't know. Like, I just had to be honest, because I was already stressed out. I was like, I'm not sure if, these 2 pregnancy tests that came out positive, I'm not sure what's going on with that. So I was just honest with her. I was just like, I don't know why these 2 came out positive. Like, you know what I'm saying? So I feel like I need to go to the clinic. And she was like, well, you better go find out. You know how parents are. You better go find out. You need to know this right now. What do you mean you're pregnant? And, of course, just being a caring parent, and that's like one of the worst, well, not the worst things to hear, but one of the worst things to hear from, a young female like that. And I think I was just turned 17. And it was a reoccurring thing in my family. And I could have knew. I swore to myself, like, I'm not getting pregnant. I'm not the one to do it. Like, I'm not, you know what I'm saying? And I ended up getting pregnant. So, I was trying to get to the clinic for a while, like, before that. But at that time, like, I didn't know how long the appointment would take. So, I was driving somewhere here, places, like, close by, local, because that's all I could really drive at the point. And I didn't want to go to the appointment and like miss the time that I was supposed to come home. Like, so say if my grandma needs tests, I need to be back in 2 hours, and they're doing something on me and it takes longer than 2 hours. I was like, I'm scared, and I didn't know how to tell my grandma that. So when she told me I needed to go to the clinic, it was easier for me to be like, okay, I'm gonna go to the clinic, instead of like, oh, I'm gonna go to the doctor. My grandma always comes with me to the doctor. There's no way that I'm gonna go to the doctor by myself. So a lot of things sounded skeptical at that point. So I decided to go to one that just moved to my town, because all the other ones were like 30 minutes away from me, and it was hard for me to get to, like, especially with my schedule in high school. So I decided to go to that one. Just found out about it, and I went, and we took a pregnancy test first, and they were like, it came out positive. And I was like, and I told the lady that how many pregnancy tests I took and which ones came out positive and negative. And then she was like, okay, well, we're going to do an ultrasound now, and we can definitely see if you're pregnant or not. So I went in, and pops up on the screen, like, this full baby legs, arm, no, like, tiny little circle. No, this baby was developed, very developed. And I'm looking like, this is my baby? Like, I have a baby in here? Like, my stomach was flat. Like, I didn't have a lot of stomach. I can say that my breasts, they did get bigger. That's one sign. But nothing out of the usual. Like, I wasn't gaining weight as much as I, like, different, or because I would like to eat. Like, I'm always eating, so it wasn't different for me. But then popped up on the screen this developed baby, eyes, everything, and like her eyes were open. Like, well, I didn't know what he or she was at the time, but it's a her. So her eyes were open and just like looking, like I seen the baby like looking at me. That's what it seemed like. And I was like, oh my god, there's no freaking way that I am pregnant. And then she was like, you're 17 weeks and 13 days. Or it was 13 to 14 days. I was like, what? There is no way that I am 17 weeks pregnant. So like, that's 4 months. And I was just like, wow, like, I can't believe I'm pregnant. I can't believe that I literally am pregnant. And so after that, I came home. My grandma was sitting on the couch. And mind you, I had walked from my school to because I would drive, but like I wasn't driving to school or anything like that. I just drive locally. And so I walked from the place. It was probably like 10 minutes away from my school, and then maybe like 20 minutes to my house. So I walked, and I was just thinking the whole time. I called my boyfriend, and I was like, I'm pregnant, da, da, da. And we were just talking about it. And then like I was like, I have to go home and tell my grandma. I don't know what to say. And he was in shock. I was in shock. And when I got home, like, I didn't even know what to do. I just handed her the ultrasounds that they gave me. And then she was like, what are you gonna do? And like, I just busted out crying, because like I was like, I'm not sure what I'm gonna do, you know. I'm not sure how I'm gonna go about this. And after that, we made appointments. And shortly after that, I had my baby. Like, I had her at 24 weeks. And that's another story in itself. I really like want to talk about it at a different time. But I did have her early, and it could have been for multiple reasons. I do have a incompetent cervix though, but I feel like that's another story for another time. And yeah, but I wouldn't change anything. I have this beautiful 1-year-old now. I know that's crazy. If this is like a really, like, this is not recent, of course not. But I have a beautiful 1-year-old now, and I'm blessed, I'm happy, and everything's going good for me. And I just wanted to say to other teen mothers out there that's watching this video or think that they're pregnant, I just want to tell you that it's gonna be okay. And that, you know, it's hard, it gets harder, but I've seen so many people do it, and you can do it too. I did it. There's many women celebrities that have did it, and you can do it too, and everything's gonna be okay. Just wanted to say that to any girls that are watching my video and they're like, oh my god, it's a crazy story. But if you think you're pregnant, go to a clinic. You know what I'm saying? Go to a clinic, make sure, and find out. And you know, there's so many options out here in the world now, and there's so many great young mothers out here now. And if you feel like you're pregnant, and you feel like you need to go find out, go to a clinic right away, because that can determine a lot of things of how your pregnancy is gonna go. But anyways, I'm gonna put my Instagram and all my social down below. Please like and subscribe. Sorry if you hear a lot of yelling and stuff in the background. My family is at home and I'm doing this in my room. But bye.